train non-stop. Some are witty, some are punny. You might groan, but hey, well I thought it was funny. So sit back, come, let's seize the day. Release coffee chat, you're a laugh away.
Good morning, folks. Time is 10:02 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on the 27th of July, 2025. And, of course, that would be the 28th for my friends on the other side of the planet there. My friends in Australia. And let's say hello to my friends specifically in Melbourne. I want to say hi to everybody, actually, not just the folks in Melbourne. That just happens to be the city with the most members, more than any other city in the world. Melbourne, Australia has more members. That's pretty cool. I don't know why it's like that, but I'm not complaining. So cheers to Melbourne, but cheers to everybody out there. And folks, my name's Lee. I'm the guy who started the groups, because there's two of them. The group's called Well, I Thought It Was Funny. You folks are you, and you folks are amazing. And how do I know that? This community of ours, made up of these two groups, wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for you, and it's something. It's amazing. So you do that math, means you're amazing. Cheers to you. Thanks for making these groups as incredible as they are. You folks rock. So, how's your week been? It is Sunday here on this side of the world. Of course, Monday on the other side of the world. For, my friends in Melbourne. How's it going? How was your week? How's your day going? It's been a rainy week here in Calgary, and but it hasn't been a bad week. I worked a football game early in the week. Now that leaves me sore for a couple of days. I'm good today, but yesterday I was rough. Day before I was rough, but I'm okay. I'm all right today. So that was probably the most exciting thing this week for me. And yeah, not much going on. Like as I said, it's been rainy. It's a gloomy, gray, wet day today. Calgary, for those that don't know it, is the city with the most sunny days every year of any major city in North America. That's not just a marketing thing, it's actually the truth. But we've been getting a lot of rain the last little bit. But I guess it's kind of good because we're also in the middle of the prairies, well, on the edge of the prairie. So lots of farmers and that count on the moisture, and southern Alberta often suffers from drought. So not this year. Well, I guess that's good. Here's to a nice dry August, though. Looking forward to some nice dry summer days. Get to enjoy the summer a bit more. But that said, it hasn't been a bad summer, and it definitely wasn't a bad week. But other than that, I didn't have much else going on. Kind of a little slow. Wendy and I watched Jaws 2 yesterday. Got it in 4K thanks to my friend Mitch Laird. He's also one of our mods here on these groups. He purchased it, and then he bought the Steelbook, so I got his copy, his original copy, in 4K, which was awesome. Not as good as the original movie, of course. Jaws 2 pales next to Jaws, but it's actually a pretty enjoyable sequel. And if you ask me, there's not a lot of enjoyable sequels. There's a few out there, but not a lot, and this is one that I enjoyed. In fact, a little bit of trivia about me and Jaws 2. I saw it in the theater as a kid, and it's the first Jaws movie I saw all the way through. I never saw the original Jaws all the way through because I was a little kid. It was maybe on TV at night, and I was probably in bed and stuff like that. But yeah, Jaws 2 I saw before Jaws. I, of course, think that Jaws is a better movie. In fact, Jaws is one of my favorite movies of all time. But Jaws 2 is always going to have a special place in my heart because it's one of those things I saw as a kid, lots of nostalgia. And I still think, I stand by the fact that I think it's a good sequel. So that's what we did yesterday. We watched Jaws. Our two lazy cats, as I like to call our fur babies, Morrison and Thatcher, just sort of hung out too, but that's what cats do. I got a couple of pictures. I thought they were pretty cute pictures of them, so I'll bring up the picture of Morrison first. He is relaxing by the window. I got that yesterday morning. I'll just bring that up a bit there. What a good boy. Okay, drop that down, and then this is taken like right at the same time. This is our little girl Thatcher, just relaxing on the Afghan that my mom made. Look at that. She's such a sweetheart. Such a cute little kitty. That's Thatcher and Morrison. That's what they were up to yesterday. And, nothing exciting happening today. Got to do a little bit of grocery shopping. Oh, there is something exciting happening today. An awesome, awesome dinner. We're having roast beef with fresh potatoes. It's gonna be great. Looking forward to it. Love roast beef. It's gonna be a good dinner. Great Sunday dinner, right? Especially when it's cold and wet outside. That's a hearty meal. So looking forward to that. Gonna be an amazing dinner and just hanging out with Wendy. It's gonna be a good day hanging out with Wendy. Be nicer if it was sunny out, but it's not. So we just take what we have. What are you folks doing? I really want to hear about your days. I do. I'm not just saying that when I ask about your days. I am genuinely interested in what's going on in your days. We heard from Rose Glad. Rose Glad did an amazing painting. This would have been Thursday because Thursdays are for painting. That's Rose Glad's painting days. And she sent that in, and just great looking painting. Let me bring that up right now. It's going to obscure my face, but Rose Glad's painting looks way better than I look pretty. So, look at that. Like, I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. That's just fantastic, Rose. I love that. It's great. And I love it because it's been so gloomy here. That's a nice, summery, Hawaiian, tropical. I don't know if it's tropical. A nice Hawaiian scene. I love it. Fantastic. I said I love it so many times. If people were drinking, they'd be drunk. But it's true. Rose, I really appreciate you sharing that. We love when you share your art, your knitting, which is also your art too. Stories about your pooches. Rose, thank you so very, very much. And, I also heard from Meg Kuczynski Costello. And apparently they had tickets to see Steve Miller, and Steve Miller canceled. Well, actually, he canceled the remaining part of his North American tour. And they're not getting a refund, or it doesn't look like they're getting a refund, at least yet. So I guess Steve Miller is ripping him off. I'm thinking it's probably Steve Miller's company and not him specifically, but still, that sucks. You pay a lot of money for concert tickets. You're really excited to see this, this amazing classic rock artist, and they cancel, and then you don't get a refund. Ridiculous. Maybe you can do a chargeback on your credit card. I mean, I don't know. I'm not your bank or anything like that, but you should look into that. You may be able to do a chargeback, but that really sucks. That's a lot of money just to throw away to nothing. And you don't just lose the money. There's that excitement. You want to see the show. You get kicked there, and then you find out you're not getting money. It's just a double whammy. So, Paul, I feel sorry for you, Meg, but I do appreciate the fact that you shared. I'm glad. I hope you're watching these videos. Do you enjoy the jokes, Meg? Thank you very much. And I'd like to hear more about your life and what's going on. Maybe they'll reschedule. Doesn't sound like it, but hopefully that gets resolved for you. I mean, that's just like, that's thievery, right? You paid for something, they're not providing it, yet they keep the money. Ridiculous. But thanks for sharing. Rose, of course, thank you for sharing. That's a beautiful, beautiful painting. And folks, I want to hear about your days. I want to hear about your pets, just like I shared those photos of Wendy and I's fur babies there, Thatcher and Morrison. I want to hear about your pets. I want to hear about your day. I want to hear about your job. I want to hear about your part of the world. Share what you want. And, maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow. It'll make this video so much more interesting. All right. And I've got a couple of featured posts today. I try to have featured posts every day. Sometimes I fail you, but not today. We've got a featured post from Jan Heslop and a featured post from Sue Olszewski. Now, I don't believe I've shared anything from Jan Heslop before. I might be wrong. I don't have the greatest memory, but I know for sure I've shared posts from Sue Olszewski. In fact, I believe not on Friday, but on Wednesday of last week, I shared posts from Sue Olszewski. Why? Am I playing favorites? No. Sue posts a lot of stuff that makes me laugh. That's why I saw it when I was looking for a post to feature today, and it made me laugh. And at first I thought that, I shared too many posts from Sue Olszewski, so I went looking for another one. I found another one that made me laugh. It was from Sue. So you know what? We're sharing it. But we're going to start with Jan Heslop's post here. We're going to bring this up right away here. Here we go. Now, this is only funny if you know about the cereal. There's a cereal. This is related to it. You know it or you don't. It's made me laugh a lot. I loved it. So thank you. And the name of the show's right there. It's Frosted Flakes. I was just being like, I always talk up these. I always over talk the or over explain the memes. I wasn't going to, but I mean, it says Frosted Flakes right in there. Classic sugary cereal. And growing up, I always see the commercials for Frosted Flakes with Tony the Tiger saying they're great. So that's what made that funny. So I'm sorry if I'm explaining memes again. Jen, thank you very much. You made me laugh, and I'm sure you made a bunch of other people laugh. Next one, once again, is from Sue Olszewski. I'm going to bring that up right away here. Of course, you know, I don't have a lot of hair, but... In fact, Wendy saw this yesterday and showed it to me. She thought it was funny, because it was funny. You made a lot of people laugh, folks. I really appreciate that. And that's why these groups have so many people. Like, almost 830,000 people, my friends. Unbelievable. But it's like that because you folks share your funny stuff like this and you make people laugh. People wouldn't bother coming here if it wasn't funny. People bother coming here because it's funny. It's not because of me. It's because of posts like these, my friends. Thank you so very much, Jen. Thank you so very much, Sue. Thank you to everybody for sharing all that funny stuff and making us, I don't think I said this earlier, the funniest city on the internet. Population us, folks. Funny people in a funny place making people laugh by the hundreds of thousands every day. That's right, we have hundreds of thousands of unique visitors to the site every day. That's unbelievable, and it's because of you. Thank you. Okay, so where are we right now? I know I told you what time it was when I started the video. A little bit later, but it's a Sunday. I'm sorry. It's gray outside too, and I told you what time it was, and I know I told you the date for this side of the world and for the other side of the world, for my friends all over Australia, and my friends especially, well, not especially, but I just like saying my friends in Melbourne, because there's just so many of you folks in Melbourne. And one of our mods, James Kyle's going to be in Melbourne soon enough. So that's pretty cool. And I appreciate everybody, not just the folks in Melbourne, but everybody. I promise you. And then after that, I believe I asked about your day. I told you about my day and my week, and you know, how I worked the football game, and then and I complained about how that made me sore for a couple days. And then I told you how Wendy and I watched Jaws 2 yesterday. Fun movie, great movie. Told you that little bit about how I saw it as a kid. That was a pretty exciting story, wasn't it? Shared a couple photos of our awesome cats, our fur babies, Morrison and Thatcher. And then I asked about your days, and of course shared that fantastic painting, that amazing painting from Rose Glad, which she painted Thursday evening, painting night, and she shared that on Friday, on our Friday video. And then of course this is the first video since then, so I'm sharing that with you now. And let's see what else. And then I shared a couple of featured posts. Yeah, I featured a couple posts, what I'm trying to say. One from Jan Heslop, a great one from Jan Heslop, and then another great one from Sue Olszewski. Then I thanked you all for making these groups amazing, making the groups funny with your funny posts, and I reminded you that we are the funniest city on the internet, and it's because of you. That's right. Oh, almost 830,000 of you out there making this place amazing. And then I think that got us to here. Now, normally right here I would yell something, but I thought I would just mention something else. Does anybody want kind of a cool little coffee cup? Look at that. I'm talking free. Like, you're not going to send me any money. No money. Does anybody want a coffee cup? Cow licks. You know, we got Dorothy the cow as our spokes cow, right? Well, I thought this is cute. I picked this up. I used it for the intro video, and I mentioned it last week too. And I'd like to give this away to somebody. It was originally from Cows, an ice cream place in Banff, Alberta, which is actually about an hour and a half away from here. The beautiful, it's the, what do they call it? The Jewel of the Rockies, I believe. It's just a beautiful, beautiful place. And this is a great ice cream place. I picked this up actually from a thrift store in Calgary. I saw them, actually, my buddy Mitch saw them, our moderator Mitch Laird saw them, and said, hey, don't you like those? And I thought, great, there was this, and the other one was Dr. Moo. And I gave that one away already to somebody. But yeah, I'd like to give this to somebody if somebody would like it. I think it's kind of cute. And once again, it's from Cows. Great ice cream place in Banff, Alberta, which is same province that I'm in. Just let me know. Leave a comment on the video, and we'll work something out. Free. I mean, I'll even pay the postage. Okay, just why not? Gonna do something nice for you folks. So you want a coffee cup? Let me know. So then I did that thing there, right there, eh? You know, where I tried to give away a coffee cup. And then from there, I think probably the best place to go would be right to the bad jokes. My grandfather was a conductor. He didn't build a bridge or drive a train or anything. He was struck by lightning. How many drinks before you cut off a bird? 2 cans. Why did divers always fall backwards out of a boat? Well, if they fell forwards, they would land in the boat. If I had to guess what the most groundbreaking invention of all time was, my guess would probably be the shovel. Did you hear about the dyslexic zombie? It only eats Brian's.
Want to help us out and look good at the same time? Head over to store.wellithoughitwasfunny.com where we've got t-shirts, hoodies, 3/4 sleeve rock shirts. We got coffee cups. We've got to-go cups. We've got stickers. Check it out today, folks. That's store.wellithoughitwasfunny.com.
I hope you like those bad jokes, you know. The first joke, the conductor joke, I heard that a long time ago, and I think my dad, Jeff Kempster, I think he, rest in peace, may he rest in peace, told me that joke when I was a kid, or repeated that joke. I'm not sure, but it was definitely one of his kind of dad jokes. I changed the wording around a little bit, and I'm sure I didn't make it better. I just reworded it a bit. I don't know why, I was just thinking about it. So that joke was from my dad. And then the next joke about, the divers falling out of the boat, that's an old joke. I've heard that a bunch of times. And once again, I'm pretty sure I heard from my dad. I've seen it on the internet. I've read it. I've had friends tell me. I've told it. So, just an old joke. The next 3 jokes I got from, and I've showed this book up before, from this book here, Dad Jokes, the Cheesy Edition. From @Dad Says Jokes. That's the @ Dad Says Jokes, all like one word. Take a quick look there before my camera starts skewing all over the place. And great books. This is my 3rd of their joke books that I've purchased, and they're just great stuff. I've also subscribed to them on Instagram @Dad Says Jokes and on Facebook. I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm not affiliated with them. I just appreciate the funny jokes that these folks have been putting out there. And I'm sure they get in the same place I do, out there in the ether, and probably people tell them to them and stuff like that. But they're great curators of jokes, and I appreciate that. So if you feel like it, why don't you go out there and subscribe to those folks? Like I said, I am not affiliated at all. I don't even think they know I exist, but I know they exist, and I appreciate good jokes. I also have to apologize. On Friday, I told a joke that was a joke that I got from Wendy, my beautiful, wonderful wife. But at the time of telling the joke, I forgot where I'd gotten the joke from, and I didn't know who to credit it to. Wendy sent me that joke, and it's the boomerang joke. You can go back and watch the jokes from Friday. That's the 25th. You can watch that joke in there. I think it's the first joke I tell. So yeah. So I apologize, Wendy. Thank you so very much for that joke. It was a funny joke, too. Really funny joke. And I just couldn't remember for the life of me who told me. And I can't believe I forgot. It was you, Wendy. I love you. But folks, I want to tell your jokes, too. I really do. You must have a couple of jokes laying around in your head that you like to pull out once in a while and tell. why don't you share them with me, and I'll share them with the rest of the world. Send them to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com, and if I do use your joke, you better believe I'm going to credit you for it. I don't like stealing jokes, and when I do, like I did on Friday, I will correct myself, and I'll let you folks know where I got that joke from. So send your jokes to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com, and like I said, if I use your joke, I'm going to tell the world where I got that joke, my friends. And if you really want to do something cool, and this is a little no pressure on you. This is a little tougher. If you feel like telling a joke, audio or video, record yourself telling a joke. Send that to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. And maybe one of these days, you're going to watch the video. We're going to get to the joke segment. I'll introduce it. The next thing you know, there you are telling a joke. Hey, maybe there'll be 5 or 10 people telling jokes in a row. I would love to do that, but I need you to send me jokes to make that happen. So send your jokes. And if you feel like it, a recording of you of telling a joke or jokes to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. Hey folks, I didn't do it yesterday, but I'm going to do it today. I'm going to run our little bit of a commercial. It's better than the old one we had, but it's still not great. I'm going to fix that one of these days, but I do stand behind these products. I think these coffee cups are great. Nice big coffee cup. I'm not running up and down the stairs to refill every couple of minutes. Plus, I think it looks really good. We got the t-shirts. I'm not wearing one right now. We got the hoodies I'm not wearing right now. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to run this commercial. We're going to come right back, and we're going to talk about you.
Want to help us out and look good at the same time? Head over to store.wellithoughitwasfunny.com, where we've got t-shirts, hoodies, 3/4 sleeve rock shirts. We got coffee cups. We've got to-go cups. We've got stickers. Check it out today, folks. That's store.wellithoughitwasfunny.com.
Still with me? Thank you very much. I really appreciate you sticking through that. I'm not joking. Those are great products, and people do ask about that shirt or that hoodie when you're out and about. They ask, like, what is that about? I get people to scan the barcode that's on the graphic in the bottom corner, and people join the group right in front of me. Good stuff. But I'm going to shut up about that now, because I promised to talk about you. You are incredible. I cannot believe what you folks have created here. I know, okay, yes, I put the framework together, but what these groups are now, what this community is now, is nothing like what it was when it started. It's funny. When it started, I think it was a little bit funny, because I do think I can be a little amusing at times. But it was just me and a couple of friends trying to make ourselves laugh. And we were succeeding at that. And then it started to steamroll a bit. And then, one day I had 1,000 people, and I thought I better get some more people in here to help me with this. Within about a month and a half, we had 100,000 people. Crazy. Couldn't believe it. I believe it now, because it keeps getting bigger and it keeps getting better. But it's because of you, not because of me. This place has got to be one of the funniest places on the internet. Probably is the funniest place on the internet. And it's because of the funny people like you sharing the funny stuff that you find funny. It's incredible. And like I said, we're almost at 830,000 members. I said this earlier, not as early as I usually do. I almost forgot it, but I said this earlier. That's like a city. That's right. The population like that is actually bigger than a lot of cities on the planet. So I like to call us the funniest city on the internet. Population us, folks. Funny people in a funny place, making people laugh. So successful at that too. Unbelievably successful at that, and that makes me feel great. Thank you for that, folks. I'm going to be here again tomorrow. Tomorrow. It's Monday. I'll be here again tomorrow. And I hope you're going to be here again tomorrow, too. I'm not going to take that for granted, but I'd really appreciate it. And I'd love to hear about your day. Please comment on this video. Let me know anything, whatever you want to share. A little tidbit of your hobbies, but whatever makes you tick, with your pets. I love to hear about your pets. If you do art, if you got a hobby, your favorite books, I want to hear about it. comment on the video, and I'd love to share that tomorrow, my friends. So I am going to be here again tomorrow. Like I said, I hope you're going to be here again tomorrow too. Well, hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. I keep saying tomorrow. So, my friends, we'll see you again tomorrow. All the love.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I think it was funny.
Well, I thought 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 it was funny.